everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool fantasy clown bracelet, and this was designed by Christina Tan on Instagram, and I will bring up her profile here on Instagram in just a second. Oops. I just kicked something. So here is Christina Tan's profile. I will also have her name in the description box below, so make sure to check her out on Instagram and give her a follow for me. Her account is really awesome. She has a lot of really nice original designs, and her bracelets always have good color combinations, so I would definitely recommend checking out her account and giving her a follow. Like I said before, I will have her name in the description box below, so there's no reason for you not to check out her account. If you don't have an Instagram, obviously, then you can't. But if you do, I would definitely recommend it. So this is just what the bracelet looks like. It's the same front and back, and there's fuzz on it. And it's a really unique bracelet, and it's kind of hard to understand. So I had a lot of trouble with it when I first made it. So I will try to do my best to show you how to do this. So what you're going to need is 2 hooks. I'm using 2 crochet hooks. That's the back end, but 2 crochet hooks and 2 colors of bands here. So I'm using I think it's the denim blue and then jelly red. And I'm going to be using the jelly red for the octopus bands in this bracelet and the denim for the white Persian. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we want to do is start with an octopus colored band down here for a cap band. I am using jelly red. So just simply cap this band on your hook. Then take one more of that jelly red band and pull through the cap band. So now you just have one cap band on one band. Then what you're going to do is take one each of your colors. First you're going to take your red and pull it through just the first loop and then reattach. And then same thing with this one, you're going to pull through just this first loop and attach. So then once you do that, get your second hook, or if you have a double-ended hook you can use that as well. And just transfer all of those bands over, so now the other end of this red band is out here. Again, taking one each of these bands, you're going to, there's hair here, cat hair. You're going to pull one band on, and gosh, cat hair is so sticky to bands that aren't even like sticky. And then you're going to take your second band and just simply pull it over. So now it looks like this. Kind of looks like a shell chainmail, but as you can see in this bracelet, it's obviously really different. So take one of your jelly red. You're going to pull through all the bands except for this last loop out here. So go ahead and pull through those 4, and then you're going to lift this outermost one here as well. So you just grab that the 4 middle bands. Then what you're going to do is actually something quite different than anything that I've seen before. So what you're going to do is take your hook, your second hook, and you're going to pull these first 2 bands off and leave the other 2 bands on and make it just look like this. I'm going to go ahead and scoot this forward a little bit. Maybe not. Okay, and what you're going to do is take, oops, wrong color. Take one of your denim bands. You're going to just lay it on the hook that's your dominant hand, so mine's on the right, so I'm going to just lay it there. Then what you're going to do is, it's hard to do on camera, just hold these off to the side, don't let them slip anywhere. You're going to go ahead and pick up these center 2 red bands, put them on your hook, okay? Then you're going to take another one of these denim bands, and you're just going to lay it on again. And again, just hold those out of the way. And then you're going to pick up these other 2 bands and put it back on one hook. So now you will have 2 bands that are like loose, and then they're standing up, or they're kind of flopping over, whichever it is for you. So this is kind of what it should look like at this point. And what you're going to want to do is make sure to not get these all twisted or move them from the spot that they're in, just because it's hard to undo that. So what we're now going to do is take these 2 bands and just push them over to the side away from the tip of your hook here. What we're going to do is, working with these two red bands here, we're going to take this outermost one and twist it over, and then the new outermost one here, just like this, should also be attached to this blue band. You're going to pull it over the hook and release, so it looks like this. Then once you do that, go ahead and switch it to your other hook. These bands are going to be a bit loose, so just go ahead and stick your hook through, make sure you're getting all the bands. And then what you should have is, I guess this denim band is not working here. Make sure that this denim band is on the outside. What you should have is this now. Then you're going to lay these bands over, and again, working with these two red bands, you're going to take the outermost one and flip it over, and then the next outermost one here, you're going to pull over the hook, and release it. So just like that. And then you have these bands sticking up in the center, just like so. And now what you're going to do is take these blue bands that are kind of sticking up and just kind of roll it behind your hook. So it's just kind of rolled behind your hook. You're not doing anything super special with it, but just hold these bands so that they're relatively flat here. And then what you're going to do is take one of your red bands, and you're going to pull through all of the loops on your hook, and then you're going to reattach, just like this. And these blue bands are going to be behind your hook. You can spread this out here. Just make sure that the two center bands are these loose bands that are in the back. And now what you're going to do is take one more red band. You're going to pull through both of these red loops here. What you're actually going to do is go back in, so you're going to dive beneath this red band. It's hard to do with jellies, it's slippery. You're going to go back inside of this band that's on your hook. You're going to grab these two center bands, and you're going to pull them back up, back up through the center, and then reattach the red. So it now looks like this, and untwist your bands, and make sure that each band can kind of separate and it's not twisted in the center. Then go ahead and pull on that a little bit, pull them out to the sides. You can always adjust it at the end. What you're going to do is take this red band off, and then just slip these blue bands off as well, but don't let them go beneath the red band that you just put on. So usually if you don't pull on them like below this point, they're just going to be fine. They're going to stay here. So then what you're going to do is take one more red band, pull on both of these red loops, and then just like we did before, go down inside of these red bands. You're going to grab those two blues. It's a lot easier to do on your own, and pull them up back onto your hook. So now it looks like this. And what you're going to do is take this blue band here that is on this outside here, and you're just going to pull it over the hook, just like that. Make sure that the band that you pulled over here is the same band down here, it's not twisted. Then what you're going to do is turn this around, transfer it on your hook. You're going to do the same thing to the other side, so just pull that blue band over the hook, and now you have this. And this is going to be the starting point for your next section here. So just like you pull the white Persian over, then this octopus band starts the next section. So for this bracelet, it takes me 7 sections of bands to go around my wrist. I'm going to do 3 or 4 with you. I've already done 1. And what you want to do to these side bands is, if they're twisted, kind of untwist them. And, try to untwist them. And then make sure to kind of pull this one up or down, or whichever way you prefer. And then on the other side, just kind of pull it out, pull these down, and then just pull these taut. And then you can just fiddle with these bands afterwards. So starting with the next section, I know you guys can't really get it at one try unless you're like super duper awesome at this. So from here, what you're going to do is take one band of each color, just like we did in the beginning. Take your red band and pull it on just the first loop and reattach. Take your blue band, pull it on the first loop and reattach. Then take your other hook and do the same thing, taking one band of each color, pull this band through and this band through. So now it should look like this. And what you're going to do is take one more red band and pull through all but the last band here. So leave that one on your hook, then lift the first one, just like this, and now you should have 4 loops. And then what you're going to do is take your 2 hooks, just like this, and separate those 2 bands, or those 2 kind of sets of bands. Then take 2 of these, put your first one, just drop it on your hook, kind of hold it off to the side here. It's really hard to do this because my camera is not pushed very far forward. Okay, and try this. And then you're going to lift these 2 red bands in the center, then take your other band, just lay it on your hook, and then reattach these bands from your other hook. So now you have these 2 bands sticking up, just like before. We're going to lay them over, just like this. Just kind of ignore them for now, and make sure they're not in the way. And then lift this band, and try and get the light on this. Lift this band over, and then the next band in here, you're going to grab and pull over the end of your hook. So now it looks like this. Take your other hook and transfer this. Then your 2 bands that are sticking up, just lay to the other side. Take the second band, or the first band, twist it over the second band, and grab the second band and pull it over your hook. So now it should look something like this. And like what we did before, we're going to just roll these blue bands behind the hook and hold on to these so that they don't start to escape here. And then this band is like all messed up, but I'll fix it later. Okay, so taking one red band, you're going to pull through all of these bands onto your hook and reattach. Then if you want, you can loosen up these blues just a little bit. Take another red band, pull through these 2 loops. Okay, and then you're going to go inside of the red. Sometimes you have to really spread it apart here. It's not working. You have to go inside of the red. So sometimes I just put it on my hook. Sometimes I can just go inside. This works a lot better with my small hook. You're going to grab those 2 loose bands and you're going to pull them up through the center. Then you're going to reattach this red, and see my bands are twisted here. You don't want that, so make sure to untwist them. Going to separate them, pull on them. And then what you're going to do, take another red band. You're going to pull those off the hook and then reattach the red, so now only have 2 red loops. I usually put these blue bands behind the hook. And then you're going to pull through these 2 red bands, go inside, so just kind of divide these red bands in half, go inside the red band, and then, inside the band that you just pulled on. These jelly bands are so extremely slippery, it's not even funny right now. Oh gosh. And go inside of the red, and you're going to pull these blues on your hook, and I'm going to lift that back over. You're going to reattach this, so now it looks like this. You have some bars here on these bands, And you're going to make sure that your bands aren't twisted. Then you're going to take this blue, pull it over, and then you can also twist this around here and pull the other blue over the hook, just like that. So that's what it looks like here. And I'm going to show you one more time kind of with instructions, and then one more time with a little bit less instruction, just so you can get it, because it is a really difficult bracelet to understand. So starting at the beginning at kind of square one, taking a red band, pull through, take a blue band, pull through, switch hooks, take a red band, pull this, oops, the bad things about having a too small hook is that you lose the bands. The too big hook, the other one that I have, is also really hard to get bands, so there's like no medium. So anyway, once you have your hook looking like this, take a red band here, pull through all of these bands, and then lift the first one, just like that. Then go ahead and split this apart. Just split it in half like this. Half on one hook, half on the other. Make sure your bands don't get caught or unraveled. Then you're going to take two of your bands, take the first one and just drop it, or not on the table, on your hook. Drop it on your hook, and then you're going to lift these two center red bands onto your hook. Take your other blue and put it on your hook, again keeping those out of the way, and then grab the other two loops and put it back on your hook. So now once you have this, what you're going to do is just lay those blue bands over, and then take this red band and twist it over. You can pull it over as many bands as you want, but just pull this next front band over the end of your hook. And once you do that, it should just adjust these. So then what you're going to do is do the same thing on the other side, twist this around. And your bands can sometimes get a little bit unruly, twisted up, so just try to pull them up straight and then push them over. Take the second band, pull it over the first, or the second, whichever ones, then grab the next first band here and pull it over the end of your hook. And you can just release it, it won't hurt anything. So then, once you have that, roll these blue bands behind your hook. Take a red band. You're going to pull through everything on your hook. Oops. And reattach. Now we've got these blue bands in the center. A little bit looser here. We're going to take another red band, pull it through the two loops that are on your hook, and then go down inside and make sure that you are grabbing those two centers, not the side ones here. Then once you pull it through the center, go ahead and pull those blue bands up so you have a little bit more to work with here. And then getting one more red band, you're going to pull off the first three loops and then just put back on the red. And then you're going to pull one red through the other red, so kind of like a single chain. Then go inside, inside of this band here, grab the two blue, and then I have to lift this back over because that's part of the band that we don't want on our hook. So then once you have the bands on your hook, it should look like this. Hopefully it's not twisted. You can just pull this band over the end and then transfer it on your hook and pull the other blue loop. Oops. Don't lose your red bands, but pull the other blue loop over the other end. So this is what it looks like now. I will show you one last time with a little bit less instruction because this video is really long. It's probably my longest hook only tutorial ever. So last time, I'm gonna just kind of separate these really quick. and pull in a red and a blue. Oops. Like looking through my camera now, I can't see. And then switch hooks. Oops. Lost a band. Pull through another red and another blue. Then take one red band, pull through everything on your hook except the last one and lift the first one. Take your other hook, divide it in half. Take 2 blue bands, just drop one. Then what you're going to do is lift, oops, off camera, lift these 2 center bands. I don't even know I have that on my finger. And then grab your other band and put it on the hook. My depth perception is really off today. And then just lay those off to the side. Twist them and pull that, oops, over the hook. And then exchange hooks or trade hooks. And cross the band. Pull this one over and kind of pull on it. Push those blue bands behind the hook. Grab a red, oops, pull through all the bands and reattach. And take one more red band and oops, again, pull through those 2 red loops and go down inside. Grab these 2 blue and pull them up. Okay, make sure they're not twisted. Take another red and pull 3 loops off and put the red back on. Pull another red on. And then I'm going to try to go down inside both of these, and I'm accidentally grabbing another red band. Okay, this is really not working. Note to self, never use jelly bands in a hook-only bracelet. And pull those up through the center. And then pull over one. That was really off camera. And pull over the other. Stretch them out, pull them out to the side, do whatever you like with them to adjust them. But that's going to be it for this extremely long hook-only tutorial. So all you have to do is just attach a clip to here once it's long enough to fit your wrist. But again, that's going to be it, so thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have Christina Tan's name in the description box below, so make sure to check her out and give her a follow for me. And that's all I'm going to have for you guys today, so I hope to see you next time.